talking today to Jason Njoku, who is the CEO and founder of Iroku Partners. Jason, what is Iroku Partners and how did it come to be set up?
Okay, so Nollywood is a Pan-African phenomenon, one of the most amazing things to come out of Nigeria in the last 10 years. It's like got everybody excited, from those in Nigeria and those abroad as well. The massive problem was the regulatory environment in Nigeria wasn't very supportive, wasn't very sort of helping the industry in any way, shape or form. The basic building blocks of building a movie industry just wasn't there. So Iroku Partners sees ourselves as the infrastructure partners from a kind of legal licensing and just helping them super distribute their amazing content like globally.
And what was the attitude of producers when you first talked to them?
To start off with, the attitude was suspicion for the most part. We have to bear in mind that these guys aren't internet savvy guys. They're not sort of sitting in air-conditioned boardrooms cutting deals. They're like one man, a passion, and the idea is to sort of like vertically integrate and put out a movie. But the great thing about them is that they are sort of economic realists, very pragmatic about making sure that their content is fully monetized. So it took a lot of evangelizing, just explaining to them what I'm doing, how I can be trustworthy, and ultimately money on the table is what kind of works in.
Yeah,
in
when the check arrived, presumably.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so how many movies are you distributing?
So at the moment we buy movies like weekly, so I think we're up to like just under 800.
So you have quite a lot of content in
there. We have a huge library.
Yeah. And who is buying these movies and where are they in the world?
So our model is actually based on advertising. So our view is, you have YouTube, which is this sort of monster super distributed video platform. Then we have this great content. So what we wanted to do was remove any barrier for people actually being able to sort of reach out and just consume this content. So it's free. As long as you have an internet connection, wherever you are in the world, you can just click on and watch Nollywood content.
So your income comes from YouTube, basically?
From YouTube.
From the advertising?
Yeah. We attract over 2 million monthly unique viewers from 231 different countries. It's a big business, but then Nollywood's been around for such a long time. We just made it slightly more easier for people to be able to consume it. But bearing that in mind, there are like many sites out there with a lot of content as well, but they're pirated. So at the moment we're the only legal guys paying huge amounts of money, whereas the pirated guys are sort of spending $1 or $2 on a CD and uploading it for free. And that's something which the industry is really struggling to contain, the piracy issue.
But you're also putting time into describing the movies, and you were mentioning the movie star Florence and the month of content. Describe that for us.
I think we are looking at sort of the building blocks. So most of the movies were in the right digital format. They were either on sort of VCD CDs, which for the viewers out there who aren't in Nigeria, people forgot VCDs like 20, 15 years ago. Or they were on like mastered sort of hard drives, and even those were degraded if you leave them sort of stuck in your cupboard over sort of like 5 years ago. You might have made the movie. So we had to sort of get that content, re-digitize it, put it in the right format so it was internet friendly. But at the same time, nothing was in soft copy, so a lot of the covers we had to scan them in. Things weren't really kept on sort of like hard drives and stuff like that.
People in a way don't know what they've got, do they?
No, more importantly, like it's very star-driven Nollywood, so it's not really about the description and it's really about the stars, the name. That's enough to sort of whet people's appetite. They get involved in that way. So we had to go watch every single movie, remove any IP in there. We had to form descriptions, consistent descriptions. So actually, have a small team of people who just sort of sit there and try and rewrite descriptions so they at least have the same sound and the same sort of consistency to them. The cast list, just making sure that all the director, the cast list, the year of production, all of these things in soft format, it never existed before. So we had to do it at such a scale that that for me was just surprising, because I started off in November just by myself. Yeah. Now we're 47 people, and if I even ask me, people always wonder why do we need 47 people. When we have like 13 guys sitting there watching movies just to find out what's in them, then we have the people to pull out the information, subscribe it, pull out the data. So there's just so many basic things which you don't even think about. So yeah.
So describe the movie season you did with this particular star whose movies hadn't been.
Okay, so the bigger Nigerian a Nollywood star gets, it's like the less movies they do, because they try to be picky about movies. It's not about the money and the hustle and sort of being out there and being a star. It's more about the artistic integrity, looking internationally for that recognition, those type of things. So Genevieve Nyanji, which is like one of the biggest names in Africa, of course, up there with the president. I think films put her in the top 20 branded names in Africa at the moment. she shoots maybe 1 or 2 movies a year. So she's still well known. People see her on catwalks, attending sort of
There's still a
fashion
thirst
shows. There's still a thirst for her content. So people just kept on begging for the movies. So what we did, we sort of like, we looked back, I think it's like the whole counter-programming thing. We found production houses, put a call out, we need Genevieve movies. Basically people, rushed to us. We literally, I think we about 30 movies, made like sort of a Genevieve 2 weeks, and like every day we were releasing a new movie, and her fans were just sort of going crazy for it. So, that was us responding to the community, and obviously that's only the internet can really sort of have that conversation and really
that
have
immediacy.
that immediacy as well. Because the turnaround for people asking us from me decided, like I decided on a Tuesday, by Friday we had our first movie online, and we were able to sort of put movies online for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And which countries are you getting the largest amounts of buyers, viewers?
Viewers.
Yeah.
The largest amounts of viewers are the diaspora, so US, UK are the largest, and then we look at internet penetration, so continental Europe, so you've got like, I guess Canada's a big one.
How many views are you getting actually in Nigeria at the moment?
In Nigeria, I believe it's just shy of 30,000 unique viewers.
Which is fairly amazing given the state of the bandwidth.
Definitely. We actually have, I think it's more than double that in Malaysia, and that's literally just based down to the bandwidth sort of restrictions and stuff. But bandwidth is relatively new in Nigeria. The hope is, as internet adoption,
it can only get better.
It can only get better.
Yeah.
So our view is that when people come online, they're going to want to watch great content. We're sort of well positioned to hopefully sort of help them spread that content as well.
And you're now moving into music content.
Yeah. We're like YouTube gurus, so we actually spend all of our time trying to figure out, okay, how do you get visibility, increase views, do everything on YouTube. So the biggest thing which kept coming back to us was that the whole Nigerian music entertainment space was just an absolute mess. So you get one song uploaded like 20 times from loads of different people. So there was no accountability, in an environment where someone's record sales can never be verified. To gauge your popularity, YouTube is probably the easiest way to do it. By views, it's currency, and the fact that we've built a business on YouTube making money, we can perhaps tap into that global audience and sort of pass the money back to the entertainers whose primary means of making money are endorsements and shows. So our view is that they've got this global audience, they've got content which everyone loves. If we monetize it for them, help them with their brand penetration, then it's a win-win situation. So that's our recent project. 2 months in, we've got over 40 artists signed up to that.
So give me some names so that the people in Nigeria will know who's coming.
People in Nigeria, so we have Timaya, Two-Face. Who else do we have? We have Kefi, Tiwa Savage. Who else do we have? We have Duncan Mighty, Jay Martins, P Square. So these are names which you will know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, thanks for talking to me today.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Good one.